guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a story titled, My Girlfriend Wants Your Little Sister to Move In With Us, I Don't Want That. And a big shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a guy. He is 28 years old. His girlfriend's 26. They've been together for 3 years. And ultimately, he ends up kicking her to the curb and blocking her after she pushed him too far. How did she push him too far? Well, you're going to see that they were ready to take things to the next level in their relationship, move in together, because he's thinking about marrying her. However, he wants to see what it's like to live with her first. Very wise. And ultimately, she's trying to get him to allow her 17-year-old teenage high school younger sister to move in with them. Because the girl, there's issues at home, not like scary issues, but issues just her being a teenager and drama and all that. And he's saying, I'll move in with you, take our relationship to the new level, but I'm not having your little sister moving with us, a teenager, and deal with drama, and I don't want to pay for her and have to pay for a more expensive apartment. And they're at an impasse because she's literally pulling my way or the highway, telling what to do, all that, and it's a major problem. And ultimately, this guy handles it right. And I thought it'd be a great one to go over here for you relationship guys. For you guys that, even though you watch this material, even though you really enjoy it and you're learning a lot, you are using this to arm yourself, to be knowledgeable about such things. So when you do relationships, and if you do marriage one day, you know how to handle things as best possible to get the best outcome. And the lesson here is that number one, you need to be with your girlfriend for years. Years before you even consider something insane like marriage in the 2020s. And if you do, by being with her for years, you can have real life situations happen and see how she handles them. Does she handle them in a way that she communicates like an adult? Is she reasonable? Or is she selfish? Is it her way or the highway? These are important things before you put a ring on a girl, because you marry her and then you all know how that ends. Very important to spend your many years with her, getting to know her, because it's easy if everything is going well and smooth and no real life situation hits you and think this is the most wonderful girl ever and we're going to have the most magical relationship. And then you get married and then real life shit happens and then you realize you're married to Attila the Hun. You don't want that. And he learns this right here. And also what happens, how sadly, when you are good to your girl or anyone in general, and they get used to that, they just automatically assume that you're always going to go along with their plan, and in some cases use you. And God forbid you stand up for yourself and draw a line in the sand and say, no, I'm not paying for that, or I'm not doing that. They'll lose their shit, like in this. And we're having a great situation where you can learn from where a guy who's obviously a good guy, and she perceives his kindness for weakness and is sorely mistaken. There's a lot of good things to learn from this story here. Try to make it entertaining, but you'll learn something. So it starts off, he says, I, a 28-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 26-year-old female of 3 years, have been planning on moving in with each other in a little under 2 months. She told her landlord that she won't be renewing her lease, and they already found a new tenant to sign the lease to. We've been looking at apartments and have a few that we are heavily considering. Well, recently, her little sister, 17 years old, has been having issues with her stepdad. He says in parentheses, to my knowledge, no abuse, just don't get along and fight a lot. And has asked to stay with us for the rest of the last year of high school. My girlfriend has always been a little motherly towards her sister because of the significant age gap and wants to let her stay with us. Oh, no, girlfriend. I agreed that after 3 years, test the waters of your potential marriage material to move in with you. That's a major step in our relationship. That does not include your little emotional, high-strung, attitude, little 17-year-old teenage sister, high school, moving in with us. I don't think so. This is for us. I didn't sign up to be a dad or a guardian. Oh, no. She just assumes that he'll go along with us. I, however, don't want us moving in together to also include her sister. I really don't want to live with a 17-year-old in general, but especially not as I'd acclimate to living with a partner for the first time. There's also the money issue. We've been looking at 2-bedroom apartments since we both work from home pretty often, and we're going to have one room to be the office/guest room. I make more than twice as much as my girlfriend, so I was willing to pay a bigger share of rent to be fair, and I'd probably use the room as an office a little over half of the time to make it fair to me. So he's being generous with his girlfriend, and it sounds like up until this point, he feels that he has reason to be generous like that to her. I wouldn't be so generous, but I know better. And so she's interpreting his kindness for weakness. It's like, oh, well, if he's willing to pay more of the expenses because he makes more money, what else can I get my generous boyfriend to agree to? To let my sister move in. And by the way, who's going to end up probably paying for the sister? We all know it. This doesn't stop here. There's also the money issue. Oh, excuse me, I read that part. It goes on to say, but if she stayed with us, I wouldn't have an office, or we'd need a 3-bedroom apartment, which would be even more expensive. I could technically afford to spend more, but don't want to. She cannot spend more than what she already is committed to. Why the hell should this guy have to pay for a 3-bedroom apartment for the little sister? She ain't contributing, and you're going to find out in a second, her family doesn't have a lot of money. So that would come out of his end. And if she moved in with him, he wouldn't get the office that he wants to as part of the deal for him paying 2/3 of the expenses. It says here, her parents are pretty poor, so getting support from them feels unlikely. This is causing a lot of conflict because now I'm wanting to either just renew my lease and wait 1 other year, or tell her sister sorry, my girlfriend says I'm not being supportive and abandoning her family. It's causing huge conflict between us. I don't know what to do. What you need to do, man, is grow a pair. And he does. Draw a line in the sand and say, here's the deal. We'll move in together. But no, your sister is going to stay with the parents. It's not my problem. I know you love your sister, but she's going to be she's 17, going to be a legal adult soon. She needs to try to get along with the stepdad, etc., etc. Problem is, do you think that this girlfriend of his, who's used to him being accommodating and all that, is going to budge on this? Nope. This is why real life situations, you need to be in them before you tie the knot. And by the way, guys, notice he said that her parents are pretty poor. Now, I'm not judging them. However, you guys have heard in other stories what happens when these guys get involved with these women whose parents either made some bad financial mistakes and are broke, or a health scare happened and they went broke, and the guy decided to be the honorable guy to help fund her parents. What happens there? They get used. So if your girl's parents are really bad with money or broke, that's going to influence her, and their problems could become your problems. That's another thing to pay attention to. I'm not trying to create any white knight heroes here, guys. So now I'm going to read a few comments here. He commented in the comment section some responses to questions that reveals more about the situation, and then we'll get on to part 2 and how he handles this. And he does this a very good job here. He posted, he said, I just don't want to live with a teenager. Money is a big part of it for me, but not the whole thing. She is not my kid, and she's not homeless. There you go. Everything she said about the stepdad, it just seems like normal teenage drama with parents. I just don't see how that should be my problem or responsibility. I asked if he was abusive, and she just said no, he's just being an a-hole. And I feel like she can just learn to get along with him. I met both of them, and the sister can be very dramatic. There you go. Then again, I don't know many teenage girls at 17 that aren't dramatic. The stepdad, I'll admit, I don't know super well, but he seems like just a normal, hard-working guy. He probably just lays down the law with her, and she doesn't like it. The thing is, I don't think she needs to stay with us. I think she can learn to be civil with her stepdad. I'm hesitant to bring up the timeline thing because I don't want her staying with us at all. Even if it was guaranteed, she'd move out after high school. She's not going to move out. If he would let her move in and have to pay for a 3-bedroom apartment, all the extra money, or lose the office that he was guaranteed, his girlfriend would it would be even worse. Because next thing you know, she'd be trying to get him to pay for the sister's clothes and food and all that, saying, oh, my parents are poor, can't afford it. Thinking, hey, look what I got this guy to agree to. And next thing you know, she's going to be wanting an open relationship. Figuring, this guy's weak, I got him. This is how this is the beginning of where things will go downhill, leading to that open relationship shit. Or cheating, whatever. Guaranteed. Cheating, open relationships, potato, let's be honest here. I have my own place now that I like, but it's too small for 2 people with us, especially with working from home. Moving in was just the natural step after 3 years. I wouldn't still be dating her if I didn't see marriage potential, but I wouldn't get married without living together. Very smart. If you're going to do it, final test living with her. This has been our first real fight in 2 years. We normally have a good relationship, but I'm afraid this may be a deal breaker. I'd be fine extending my lease, but she's in a tough position. She was living in a studio. She can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment. And she's with you. Well, how about she takes action to get a better job? How about that? Instead of putting it on you. How about she tries to get it, whatever she does, a new job making more money, or aim for a higher position in her company or something to climb up the ladder to make more money so she isn't relying on you. I'm totally open to extending my lease 1 year, her getting a 2-bedroom with her sister and doing another year, not cohabitating. It doesn't appear financially feasible for her, though she's just living in a studio. She definitely can't afford a 2-bedroom. One guy says here, so she's expecting you to provide financially for her sister. That's not fair to you and not what you want, especially when her sister could stay where she is. She isn't homeless. Lay your cards on the table and renew your lease. Good luck. Right. And he responds, she hasn't proposed that. I think she knows that would not go very well. I don't think she sees it as me supporting her in a shared apartment like I would be if I just straight out gave her the money for a place I don't live in. But it's the same thing. I guarantee this girlfriend thinks that if I can get him to agree to this, then she'll move in, and then I can get him to start paying for her food and clothes and other shit. Guaranteed. Now for the update, how he handles this. He says here, I got a lot of DMs asking for an update, so here goes. I made this post on Tuesday, and that night I met with my now ex-girlfriend and laid out why I was not comfortable with living with her sister. She tried to change my mind. Translation, throwing a tantrum. First in a debate style, then I told her it wasn't something I was going to change my mind about. It is a hard deal breaker, and if she can't accept it, I will not be moving in with her. Good for him. This guy, I guarantee you, she was shocked. Couldn't believe this guy who's been generous and kind said no. Drew a line in the sand. You relationship guys, there's times you have to do this. And not just for relationships with women. Other relationships, friendships, business relationships, family, whatever. You can't be a doormat. You have to have a spine. Then she started getting more confrontational, which is when I told her I don't think our relationship can proceed. Good job, brother. She was getting confrontational and being an a-hole because in her mind she didn't think that you would do this. Immediately she got regretful and told me not to be so drastic. I told her I needed some space and went home. On Wednesday I asked for more space again, and then last night we met up. I officially broke up with her. Yes. The nice guy grows a pair. Good. She made the mistake of mistaking his kindness for weakness. Look what happened. I don't want to talk badly about her, but I realized we just weren't as aligned as I thought we were, and the way she disregarded my opinion and comfort felt extremely disrespectful. It was disrespectful, but she didn't give a shit. She, in her mind, thinking she runs the relationship. She called me a bunch of times after I left last night, and I blocked her number this morning. I guarantee you she was so shocked about this, and I guarantee you the next thing is this guy is going to get her friends reaching out to him, talking shit about him. Guaranteed. She called a bunch of times and I blocked her. I'm going to keep it blocked so I can get some peace for a while. Maybe in a few days, I'll unblock and see if we have a civil discussion for closure, if she wants that. But my mind is made up. Breakups suck, and I know it'll take some time to get over her, but I'm looking forward to the next stage of my life. Good for him. So there you go, guys. I'm going to read a few more things that he says. But right there, he was trying to be good to her. He was going well beyond saying, I'll pay for 2/3 of the expenses. You know, I think that's too much. And she figured, oh, well, he's offering this. Well, maybe I can get him to take my sister in too. Guaranteed. And if he would have done that, it would have been just like all these stories. So, guys, this is what I like to see. A guy who's a good guy, but has a pair. Or at least, when it's necessary, grows a pair. I think it was too nice to her, obviously, and her interpretation of him that she can get one over on him was wrong. And I love hearing that. I want all you guys to be good men, good, decent human beings, on your grind, on your purpose, making something of yourself in this world. but you stand up for yourself. End of freaking story. You don't let yourself be taken advantage of, jerked around, bossed around, all that, and you check people. Girlfriends, wives, neighbors, best friends, coworker, business partner, customer, you check them when they cross the line with you. That's how you get respect. So, I don't know what happens next. Maybe I'll find out about this, but this important lesson. Now, a little more information from him that he posted in the comment area. He said, she made it clear that my comfort where I lived didn't matter and tried to steamroll me into a unilateral decision that I would financially be responsible for. The ask originally was a lot, but okay for her to ask. The insistence and disregard for my feelings was a deal breaker. Correct. It's because she didn't give a shit. She was obviously a ball buster. She was a my way or the highway type, hard-headed woman, and that is not the type that any guy should be in a relationship with. And I guarantee you she's probably pissed off and he blocked her, but I guarantee you the second he unblocks, you'll see all these nasty texts. And I would just avoid her. I wouldn't even do the closure thing. What's the point? He said, she's not a bad person, but she wasn't respectful of me. I think she is a bad person. I've thought about it a lot and discussed it with people close to me. It sucks, but that's the right move. Fortunately, I'm still young and there's no kids involved. I have a lot going on for me, a good job, and a great network of friends. I'm confident when I get back together, I'll do just fine. Hell yeah. He's not that old, but in fact, his prime is only going to begin in a couple of years when he hits his 30s. Good job, doing well. Sky's the limit. Problem is so many guys settle and grab that girl as fast as they can in their late 20s or mid-20s when they, after years being rejected. When the girl's prime ends, that's when the girls settle. Notice her age here. And for him, he can take his time to get to his 30s. When he gets to his 30s, more will be chasing after him because, they're all terrified turning 30 without a ring on their finger. Somebody says to him, anytime you have regrets, just remember that if you agreed to live with a sister, you would have never been able to walk around your underwear in your own home. And that guy's obviously joking around. And he responds, I know it sounds dumb, but this was one of the many reasons I didn't want to live with her. Money was a huge part, but I also want to be comfortable in my own home. Also, us moving in together was a huge step. To add a dramatic teenager would have made things much worse. Aside from the money factor, that would have caused them to break up, because she would have always taken the side of her younger sister. And she probably would have told them, you need to man up and help take care of her. That would have been the next thing. I was okay paying for 2/3 of the expenses when it was just the two of us. But to pay that much, or significantly more if we got a 3-bedroom apartment, to not be comfortable in my home was not going to happen. I told her we can put living together off for a year and she can get a place of her own with her sister. She wants to get out of the house. That was not good enough for her, and that she wouldn't relent and called me selfish. That's when I knew I was done with the relationship. Of course she labeled him selfish. She wanted to manipulate him and pull all those different emotions to try to get her way. She's not a good person. She tried to take things back, but it became clear how I felt, or how she felt. I'm honestly looking forward to being single again, not to sound arrogant, but I'm a good-looking guy, I have a great job, and I look forward to playing the field until meeting someone else who respects my boundaries. Yes. But I would just recommend in the future, with your future girlfriend, don't come off so nice. That's all you have to do. And when I say nice, I mean overly generous and all that stuff like that. I don't want this guy's kindness being mistaken for weakness again, and he has to go through his bullshit all over again. But anyway, guys, that'd be a good quick story to share. Guy lays down the law, guy walks away, end of freaking story. And she learned her lesson. Well, shall I say this? She learned it with him, but she'll just find probably another guy she perceives weak and probably will get her way. If she's remotely good looking, there's always some sucker out there. But hopefully because of channels like mine and other ones, I help create, there'll be less suckers out there, less weak-ass guys. So I wish him the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.